You already know. I'm just keeping it real. Like, really real. It should it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kennedy back on the True to This podcast where I talk about the things your mama, your daddy, your sister, your little cousin, and your goldfish don't want to talk about. The things that God may have been trying to tell you, the things that your brain has been trying to tell you that you've just been ignoring, or some things I just need to figure out for myself that I just want to share with you all. But regardless, I'm keeping it real, like really real, and I'm staying true to this. So today, the question is, are you healed or are you hiding? This is something I was on the way back to work thinking about while I was driving, and I was like, I need to record this. I don't have any of my equipment. I don't have my microphones or anything fancy. I got low quality sound with a high quality message. So I hope that you can hear this, and if you can, and let me know if y'all relate. But I am currently in this season of letting go. I'm currently in this season of getting rid of things because I am in my fiance stage of life, pretty much where I am preparing for marriage. I'm preparing to come into covenant with my God ordained spouse. And in order for me to do that, from what God has been showing me and what He's been bringing back up to my memory and all these different things, is that I have a lot of stuff to let go of. A lot of traumas, a lot of triggers, a lot of false ideas and false narratives and false mindsets and false ways of living that I was comfortable in, or that I was exposed to, that I thought was real, or that I thought was, something that people should do. But now, like, He's opening up my eyes, my mind, my heart, and my spirit for me to see that a lot of the things that I have dealt with different people, a lot of the different ways that I've walked through life in the past, are not what I need to continue believing or doing at all. And so I'm in this stage of healing, in this process of healing. I don't say stage because we're always supposed to heal. We're always supposed to be getting better and aiming to be the best version of who God has created us to be. I thought it was like this things where I thought I was good. I know that I'm not perfect, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that, I need to fix. But I just started going back to therapy. And one of my biggest things was talking to her about like my memory and how there's like a portion of my life that I just genuinely don't remember because I was smoking, I was drinking, I was on birth control all at the same time. And so like there's just this chunk of memory that my brain just does not want to take me back to. But as I'm like in my sobriety now, it's like slowly the fog is like lifting and clearing up. And there's a lot of things that are coming back that I'm like, whoa, this is trauma. This is stuff I thought was okay, but it's not. And in order for me to get through it and move on and to grow, I have to accept and forgive myself, one, because a lot of the things that I allowed myself to be in and go through, I did not know better. And I keep assuming that, I keep associating the fact that now that I know better, it's like, I should have known better. No, I did not know better. And I have to forgive my younger self for the things that I did not know and the situations that I got into, because it has now created me to be who I am today. And despite what I went through, despite what I did, despite what God allowed me to endure, or what I rebelled against God to do, like all of those different situations are what made me who I am today. It's given me the knowledge and the wisdom and the courage and the discernment and every single thing that I need to now move forward, being better and knowing better and doing better. And I will look back on this in 5 years and say, oh my gosh, Kynn, you should have known better. And I can't fault myself now for not knowing what I know in the future, And the same thing goes for you. It's like there's a lot of stuff that we do, and then we look back on it and it's like, why was I doing that? But in the moment, like, you think it's fine, or you don't know the consequences, or you understand that there could be consequences, but you don't know how bad it could be, or how it may affect you mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Like, that's the whole part of growth. Like, you have to be uncomfortable to grow. You have to go through those situations where you don't know what's on the other side, but you endure it, you go through it, and then you look back and see, oh, okay, no, God was really with me at that point. Or no, I really did not need to be with that person because X, Y, and Z, but they taught me this, but now I know what I do and do not need. Just different things like that. But as I am in my healing and not hiding season, there's just a lot of things that it's like, whoa, like we're going deeper than I thought we would ever go. To some extent, I don't know why my brain is like, I can only go so far. But it's not like I'm doubting that, my therapist or God working through my therapist or whoever can't take me any further. But it's like I've never gone that far. And so it's like, how much further can I go into my traumas to like kind of heal them? And it's actually kind of getting to a point where I'm like intrigued. I've gotten to a point to where I have prayed, okay, God, help me to learn how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So now I understand that life has to happen regardless. We try to over spiritualize things. And me and my fiance were just talking about this last night. Like we always only want to think about the spiritual aspect of things, but then forget that there's a mental and emotional and physical side of things too. That's why Jesus came in the flesh. There were things that Jesus had to deal with as a human being that he did not have to deal with, spiritually. He's the Son of Man, but he still had to get his rest because physically his body needed that. Or, he's Son of Man, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, but yeah, he still needed to isolate himself because he needed a mental break from people, And so there's this over spiritualization of like, okay, well, God is punishing me because I did this just because we go through a certain situation. And it's like, no, like we also have to accept the fact that there are things that we get ourselves into. There are things that we surround ourselves by. There are ways that we think. There are things that we allow into our temple that we don't necessarily need to, but then blame God or blame, whatever or whoever you want to believe in beyond yourself. And it's like, no, there's still responsibility that needs to be taken on other realms as and not instead of, but as opposed to just spiritual. So it's like, for instance, for me, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm praying that God will give me energy throughout the day, or my skin is acting up and my acne is so bad. And I'm like, God, is this like a punishment because I'm not doing what you need for me to do, because I'm not whatever. And I'm praying that God will take it away, like take away this acne, take away the fatigue, take away all this stuff. And it's like, girl, but are you drinking water? Are you actually going outside and getting some vitamin D? Are you actually watching what you eat so that you can get the right nutrients that you need to get the energy that you need? Like, yes, prayer is amazing. Prayer is good, but there's other aspects that make you and your soul what it is as opposed to just spiritual. We will solely just be spiritual when we get to heaven, but sadly, we're not there yet. So there's other things that we need to do to take care of ourselves in an entire wellness, from an entire wellness aspect, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, so that we can be able to, one, allow God to flow through us in all those different aspects, but then heal in a certain way that, we need to, because we can pray about everything, but then be drained physically and mentally and emotionally, and then blame it on our prayer life and think that we're not doing good, and then eventually blame God and, all this stuff. But it's like, no, you have 3 other aspects of responsibilities that you have to take in order for you to also do your part in taking up your cross and, walking in obedience and doing what God needs for you to do as well. He works through every single one of those aspects. And that's something that we have to make sure that we keep in mind, and that we are being aware of, just not blaming God for the things that we have to do. We have to endure. We have to go through. Life happens, like I said. Things come at you, and yes, we can blame Satan or we can blame ourselves. There's so much that comes against us, and it's easier to be like, oh, Satan is against me. Oh, that's nothing but the devil. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but are you taking accountability for the things that you are allowing yourself to be exposed to see, to hear, to be around, or the things that you are allowing to come out of your body? Allowing to come out of your mouth, or the things that you are allowing yourself to think. Not everything is the devil, because, God even told us that evil comes from within us as well. Matter of fact, he said that in Mark 7:21 through 23. It says, "For it is from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness." I guessed on that one. An evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. So it's like we are in direct control of allowing God to work through us to handle these things and to rebuke these things and to be aware of these things so that we can fix them. But then it's also something where we have to make sure that we are taking part in controlling our environment. And even if it's not controlling our environment, there's places where we grow up or places we have to go, like work or back home or to school or different places that we have to be. But there's still ways that we can control our mind or our tongue or our eyes so that we don't fall in line with the world, and we still make sure to do what God needs for us to do what pleases him as well. And so this is something that's a battle for everybody, a battle for any person that is on their walk with Christ, a battle with, just taking up the cross daily. Like, that's literally what our Father has said that we have to do. He said in Luke 9:23 that whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. Daily. He didn't say every time you go to church. He didn't say just when you leave church. He said every single day. This is going to be a battle. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be fun. This is not going to be all of this stuff. And that's one of the things that comes with the healing journey, that is something that can be particularly hard to understand, is as you are healing, the things that he blesses us with, the joy and the peace and the comfort and the love, those are blessings that we get to have in the midst of taking up our cross daily. Those are not things that we just get to have just because we're on this walk and we say that we dedicate our lives to Christ and he is our salvation. That's not what we get to do, because we, don't deserve it. He gives us grace and mercy daily. And so these things are blessings that he allows us to have in the midst of us taking up our cross. And one of the questions that I hear the most is, I thought that whenever I dedicated my life to Christ and I said that I was going to be his disciple and walk with him, that things were going to get easier, that it was going to be better. And it's like, no. I don't know where this idea came from, and I don't know if it's a church thing, or I don't know if it's social media or a trend, or I don't know what puts that in our head, but it's like Jesus himself said that was not going to be easy, walking with him and being a disciple. People are not going to like you. People are going to speak out against you. People are going to denounce the very one that you believe in. People are going to see you as the enemy when that, in fact, is not the truth, solely because you are following him. And anything that does make it easy, I know that we see influencers and we see all these different people who make it look like they're just amazing and glowy and happy all the time and all this stuff, but it's like, no. that's not how it is, because this walk is not easy, and easy should not be in your vernacular nor your idea of how a walk with Christ is going to be. Like I said, that is a blessing that he blesses us to have, the love and the peace and the joy and the fruit of his spirit, because we are being obedient and walking in his will. But it's not going to be easy. We have to hurt to heal. We have to. We have to be uncomfortable to grow. We have to. Flowers start off in a dark place, a place of isolation as seeds. They have to break out of a shell and push through dirt with strength that they don't have on their own to reach light. But we think we're going to have it easy. We as human beings who have sinned think we're going to have it easy. Baby, tomato plants and everything buried outside does not even have it easy. So it's like we got to get this idea out of our head and start understanding that we have to endure the pain. We have to endure, some things that are really going to smack us in the face sometimes when it comes to realizing we are not perfect, and there are things that we have to go through in order for us to get better and in order for us to be exactly who God has created us to be. And even in those moments where it feels like the whole world is against us, or it feels like even your mind or your body is against you, it's like those are the very moments that God makes us stronger. He said in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." So it's like, and it took me a while to get this. It really did, because I'm like, when I'm weak, he's strong. When I'm weak, he's strong. But it's like when we're weak, we can't depend on anything else but him. And he is the strength. And so it's like, depending on ourselves, we try so hard and then we fail and then we think something's wrong, or we push ourselves to the point of no return, or we push ourselves to a point of burnout and then think something is wrong with us. But it's like, no, like the whole thing is to deny yourself and take up the cross, allowing him to flow and not yourself, allowing him to be the one who moves, who speaks, who does everything through you instead of you yourself, and then giving the glory back to him, for he's the one that is your strength. And so this is something that I don't know if this message is particularly for you listening right now, but this is something that I am dealing with. This is my truth to this today. I am growing in this. I'm trying to get better in this. I'm trying to understand how I need to heal, because as I am going into my marriage, and as I am like entering into that I do stage of my life, like there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of traumas and a lot of triggers that have to be left at the altar. That need to be left outside that church. Really, you don't even need to come to the altar for real. Like those things need to be left and need to be given to God and like walked away from, because those are things that I do not want to bring into the covenant of my marriage. I do not want to have to deflect upon my spouse, or I don't want to have to put into my my children's DNA. Like, I don't want them to have to deal with that. And I mean, I understand, like, generational trauma happens. And if there are things that I've not necessarily healed from, or that I am attempting to heal from, even by the time I have kids, I want it to be something to where I am able to explain to them and help lead and guide them through it, so that they can heal in ways that I was not able to, faster than I was not able to as well. So, yeah, like this healing journey is a journey, but I'm grateful to be in it. I'm excited to see how God works and what he does through me. Like, just how he makes me brand new. That's something that's an everyday thing. Like when I think of 2 Corinthians, when it says, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, or Colossians, when it says you have to put on the new self and be renewed in knowledge in the image of it's our creator. Like, I think that's a daily thing. It sounds as if like it's something like once you get baptized or once you get saved, like it just starts then. But no, that I feel like that, along with taking up your cross daily, is something that we continuously go through, like the renewing every day, every time we notice something, every time we're given a revelation, every single time that we repent about something, or every single time we seek healing or seek God to make us better. Like, that is a constant renewal, a constant newness that he brings upon us, like peeling off the different layers of the old stuff and the baggage and the traumas and the everything, so that we can be made new every single day. Like, that is beautiful. We serve a beautiful God. We serve a wonderful God who gives us new grace and mercies every single day, every day. And that's beautiful. And I love it. And so I'm done with this message, because I'm going to keep going. But I really pray that this spoke to you in whatever way, shape, or form, that you got what you needed from this, that this is something that you can, think about for yourself, or pray about, that God will continue to help you handle or think about. I mean, something that you can pray about, that God can continually expose these things to you on how you're healing and how you need to stop hiding, But thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next episode. But thank you so much, and please share it with somebody who may need to hear this. God loves you. I love you, and stay blessed. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into True to This podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your mama, your daddy, your roommate, your best friend, or maybe even a stranger, so that we can continue to grow together and share the love of God and His Word while helping others learn what it means not to be new to this, but true to this. If you have not already done so, please follow us on Instagram at True to This podcast. You can also find this podcast and all the behind the scenes access on Patreon as well. I cannot wait to grow with you. Thank you for listening. I am so excited to talk to you in the next episode. I love you and God loves you more. Stay blessed. Mwah.